Hello everyone, welcome again to live session of Manolaw classes. I am Dinesh Kumar and I am working as an academic head of Manolaw classes. So in today's session I will discuss with you some of the important news of today's newspaper which are important from your examination point of view. So now we come to the first news. The first news is regarding the de-escalation of Russia-Ukraine tension, top priority, says India. So basically India has said that now the tension between the Russia and Ukraine should be de-escalate. De-escalate means it should be minimized or it should be reduced. You are aware about the fact that why there is a tension between Russia and Ukraine. I am reiterating this fact again. Basically Ukraine wants to take the membership of NATO and Russia is raising the objection that it should not be allowed to take the membership of NATO. The apprehension of Russia is that if the Ukraine will take the membership of NATO, then there will be problem to the security of Russia, and due to this the tension has increased between the two nations, and this Russia has also given recognition to two of its separate states, or we can say that the states of this Ukraine which are against the Ukraine or which have declared themselves as independent state. Now we come to panel on APSA removal missed 45 days deadline. So with this news is not important, but this particular act is very important from your examination point of view, and this is the Armed Forces Special Power Act. So this Armed Forces Special Power Act is applicable in some of the northern states of the country, and this act gives some more power to military or army. As a general rule, there is a concept of disturbed area in this act. Disturbed area. So disturbed area is an area where there is a problem of law and order, and there are apprehension that this area may have the terrorist or other anti-national elements. So governor of the state has the power to declare any such area as a disturbed area, and the government can apply this act. This is Armed Forces Special Power Act in the disturbed area. So in the disturbed area, this army will have some extraordinary power, means army will have the extraordinary power like shooting anyone who is creating a problem in the maintenance of law and order in that particular area. So you may be asked one paragraph from this particular act, that is Armed Forces Special Power Act. So you should be aware about it. Now we come to next news. These are not so important. Now we come to this news. Unmanned barricades on road causes harassment to public. So basically if there are barricade on the roads and no policeman is there, then these barricades may cause inconvenience to the public, or these may cause harassment to the public. So here a writ petition or a petition has been filed in the Delhi High Court regarding this. The name of the petitioner is Om Prakash Goyal, and he has filed the petition to take the cognizance of this matter, that is the unmanned barricades. So basically this petitioner Om Prakash wrote this letter to the Prime Minister, but the PMO referred this matter to the Honorable Delhi High Court, and Honorable Delhi High Court has taken the cognizance of this matter and held that the unmanned barricades on the road causes the harassment to public. So barricade should only be put on the road if there is necessary, and if there is no necessity of doing so, then such kind of barricade should not be put on the roads. So this is for your general information, and you may not get the passage from it. Now we come to next news. Now this news is important. SC to examine validity of Tamil Nadu special courts for land grab cases. So basically, as a general rule, when there is any dispute regarding any matter, then ऑनरेबल कोर्ट्स हैव द पावर टू एडजुडिकेट सच डिस्प्यूट. अगर किसी मामले में कोई डिस्प्यूट होता है तो ऐसे डिस्प्यूट को एडजुडिकेट करने की जो पावर है इट लाइज विद द कोर्ट. बट इन द land Tamil Nadu has established some special courts to adjudicate the dispute regarding the land grab cases. So the constitutional validity of such measures taken by the Tamil Nadu government was challenged before Honorable Supreme Court, and now the Honorable Supreme Court has taken the cognizance of this matter, and it has decided that the such matters are not in accordance to the present system of the country, and Honorable Supreme Court did not give any final verdict so far, but it has stayed upon the order of the High Court in this regard. Now we come to this editorial page, and this is the most important editorial in today's newspaper from your examination point of view. So all of you must read this article thoroughly. Now we come to this editorial has been written by PDT Acharya, and in this author wants to say that untangling Kerala's Lokayukt controversy, the state Lokayukta need to be re-examined by an assembly committee and brought on par with the Lokpal Act. So now we will understand the concept of Lokpal and Lokayukt. So basically there are two institutions. One is at the Lokpal, one is the Lokpal. Lokpal is found at the union level, and other is the Lokayukt. Other is the Lokayukt. Lokayukt is found at the state level. Now we come to what is the purpose of this act or these institutions. So the purpose of these institutions is to investigate the case and take the appropriate action against the person or the public servants who are involved in the corruption cases. So this institution of Lokpal and Lokayukt, we have taken it from the concept of ombudsman. So this term is very important for all of you. This term is ombudsman, and this is the term ombudsman. Now this concept of ombudsman is found in Sweden. So this is very important information. एग्जामिनर आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है कि जो ओम्बड्समैन इसका लोकपाल का कंसेप्ट हमने किस देश से लिया है, तो आंसर इस स्वीडन से लिया है. और इसको लोकायुक्त को ओम्बड्समैन में, लोकायुक्त को इसमें स्वीडन में ओम्बड्समैन कहते हैं. लोकायुक्त को स्वीडन में ओम्बड्समैन के नाम से जाना जाता है. सो नाउ हमारे ये जो कंसेप्ट है हमारे देश में पहले ही आया जुडिशियल रिफॉर्म और एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिफॉर्म से, और एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिफॉर्म जो हुए 1966 में हुए, एंड दिस एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिफॉर्म कमीशन वाज चेयर्ड बाय मोरारजी देसाई. तो इसका मेन पर्पज ये था टू रिड्यूस दिस करप्शन इन द गवर्नमेंट फंक्शनरी और गवर्नमेंट मशीनरी. सो गवर्नमेंट मशीनरी में हमारे कौन आते हैं, प्राइम मिनिस्टर और वेरियस मिनिस्टर्स मीन्स द काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर, सारे आईएएस ऑफिसर, अदर ऑफिसर और सारे ऑफिसर जो कि ABCD ग्रेड में आते हैं. तो ऐसे ऑफिसर्स के खिलाफ अगर करप्शन के चार्जेस हैं, देन लोकपाल और लोकायुक्त हैज़ द ज्यूरिसडिक्शन टू टेक एक्शन अगेंस्ट सच ऑथोरिटीज और सच पर्सन्स. So the initiation of this Lokpal or Lokayukt Act, we found it in 1966, but ultimately it came into existence in 2013 after the movement of Anna Hazare and the other persons of the society. So it came into existence after the struggle of 45 years. Now this Lokpal and Lokayukt is mainly the investigative agency. Now we come to the controversy. So what is the controversy? The office of Lokayukt is found at the national level, and the office of Lokpal is found at the national level, and the office of Lokayukt is found at the state level. तो एक बात आप समझेंगे, देखिए जो लोकपाल है ये नेशनल लेवल पर पाया जाता है, तो मतलब एक ही है लोकपाल, और जो लोकायुक्त है ये पाए जाते हैं हमारे स्टेट लेवल पर। तो यहां पर दो लेवल हैं, लोकपाल एंड लोकायुक्त। अब क्या है कि कंट्रोवर्सी क्या है, इन लोकायुक्त एक्ट ऑफ केरला देयर इज सेक्शन 14 ऑफ दिस एक्ट। तो सेक्शन 14 इज द बोन ऑफ कंटेंशन। तो सेक्शन 14 कहता है, इफ द कंप्लेंट इज मेड अगेंस्ट एनी पब्लिक सर्वेंट and this public servant include the prime minister as well as the other ministers, then and the charges in relation to the corruptions are proved against that person, then this Lokayukt can direct the governor to remove CM as well as other ministers। तो मतलब ये किसको डायरेक्शन दे सकता है, गवर्नर को डायरेक्शन दे सकता है कि आप सीएम को और अदर मिनिस्टर्स को उनके ऑफिस से हटाओ, रिमूव करो। नाउ इसकी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल वैलिडिटी जो है उसको चैलेंज किया जा रहा है किस आधार पर, क्यों? क्योंकि ये जो लोकपाल और लोकायुक्त हैं दीज आर इन्वेस्टिगेटिव एजेंसीज, सो द मेन पर्पज ऑफ देम इज इन्वेस्टिगेशन ऑफ ए पर्टिकुलर मैटर या डिस्प्यूट्स, बट दिस सेक्शन 14 गिव्स देम power to remove even the chief minister or this other ministers. Similar provisions we do not found in any other Lokayukt act of the country, and we also do not found similar provisions in the Lokpal act of the country. तो यहाँ पर कंट्रोवर्सी ये है कि जो केरला लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली है, केरला लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली को इस सेक्शन 14 को अमेंड करना चाहिए, एंड इट शुड बी मेड एट पार विद द this Lokpal act of the country or the other Lokayukt act of the country। मीन्स ये पावर जो लोकायुक्त को दी गई है इस सेक्शन में, जिसके द्वारा वो डायरेक्ट कर सकते हैं गवर्नर को कि वो सीएम को हटाएं, वो पावर यहाँ से ले लेनी चाहिए। सो यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड दिस। नाउ वी कम टू दिस सुप्रीम कोर्ट और ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट फर्दर defers the hearing in the Pegasus case। So I discussed this case yesterday with you as well। So Pegasus case is a case related to the use of spyware software or any virus. It is of this software was used by the government. It is the apprehension that the software was used by the government to take the data of the citizens of India, like the data of WhatsApp and this Facebook. And now the constitutional validity of use of this software was challenged in the Honorable Supreme Court, because Honorable Supreme Court in the case of Justice K.S. Puttaswamy held that right to privacy is a fundamental right. So if right to privacy is a fundamental right, then nobody should be allowed, including the government, to violate that right to privacy. And if the government is taking the data from the phones and other electronic device of the individual or citizens of India, then it amounts to the violation of the rights of the citizen of India. So that's why this has been challenged in Honorable Supreme Court, but Honorable Supreme Court is continuing deferring these matters. Now we come to this news. Supreme Court in this case held that extravagant fables given to doctor obviously charged, or these cannot be taken exempt in the income tax. So basically I'm telling you the whole issue. The fables given by the medical company or medicine companies to the doctors. So now the medicine companies are claiming that if they have given some kind of favors or some kind of gifts or other benefit to the doctor, so this should be considered as a charitable activity and it should be exempted, or amount of such favors should be exempted from the liability of Income Tax Act, from the liability of income tax under the Income Tax Act 1961. But Honorable Supreme Court held that such kind of gifts are illegal in itself, so company cannot be allowed to do any illegal act. And if such acts are illegal and any company is still doing such acts, then such company will not be allowed to take any benefit or tax benefit on the basis of this ground. So this was held by the Honorable Court in this case. These news are not important. So that's all for today, my dear students. I will come again with the next The Hindu news analysis. Till then, thank you very much. Goodbye.